All right, amazing. So welcome to Proven Strategies to Becoming a High-Performing Woman webinar. It's really going to be such an amazing time tonight. And like I said, I want us to stay put. I want us to pay all attention, because what we're about to learn tonight, trust me, not just because I am the one teaching it, but because I am certain about these strategies. They are the same strategies that I've shared with other women like yourself. And the beautiful thing about today's webinar is that it is going to work for any woman at all. So whether you're a mom, whether you're a 9-to-5, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a CEO, whatever, it is sure going to work for you. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, right? I am pretty sure that it's going to work for you. So I want you to sit back, and I want you to ensure that you're not just staying, but you're paying attention. If you do not have a notepad yet, go grab a notepad. If you do not have a bottle of water, go grab a bottle of water. If you do not have, what else? A pen, a writing material. Please, very important, go grab them. And one thing, do me a favor, make sure you stay till the end of this meeting, right? Don't even assume. Don't assume, because why? There is a whole lot, like a whole lot that you're going to learn. So make sure that you're staying right up till the end of this meeting. So this is me saying welcome again, and let us run. So hey, meet Jennifer. I am in my power blue. So anytime I get to wear my blue, I feel like, my goodness, we're gonna move mountains. So yes, I can really be this sport. I can really be this. And people say, look at the picture. I don't look it right. I look very corporate, like kind of serious, straight face and stuff like that. But hey, we're gonna have fun tonight. So meet Jennifer. I am Africa's #1 women development consultant and expert, and I'm God's choicest servant to bring women into their calling. I like to always call myself this, right? Because that is who I am, and that is my assignment. So yes, this is me. I'm a published author of Women Money Journal, and other books, transformational speaker, a multiple award winner, founder of the Extraordinary Woman Academy, TEWA, which happens to be the umbrella by which we are hosting this webinar tonight. Okay, multiple award winner, founder of Top Notch Creative Services, a project management company, Kingdom Addicts and co-pastor Dynasty of Glory, a mother of 2 adorable sons and many children, and I like to call myself a queen married to her heaven-ordained king. Yes. All right, so this is Women Money Journal. I love Women Money Journal, and I'm going to tell you why. Like, I pretty love it. I love it so much because this journal was like, how do I get to put it now? This journal was like a big game changer for me. Sometime this journal was launched this year, and sometime I was looking for, as at that time anyway, I was looking for a journal that could, help me with my finances. And I can't tell you all of the incredible things that I've been able to achieve by having Women Money Journal. So if you're a woman listening to me right now, my advice, big advice, is ensure that you get a copy for yourself, because it is very, a Women Money Journal opened my eyes to the fact that I had a lot that I needed to work on with regards to my finance. It opened my eyes to the fact that I needed to improve on a lot of things, right? It opened my eyes that there were so many things that I needed to do. And I'm super excited that we've been able to do all of those today. So yes, Women Money Journal is that journal that is going to help you fix your finance. But that's not the game. That's not the story for tonight. So let's run. The promise, the big promise. I like to start with a promise. Okay, Winnie says she needs a coffee. Winnie likes to pursue me everywhere. Winnie, welcome. Good to have you from Kenya. All right, so the promise is very simple. I'm going to send you a message, Winnie, after this webinar. Show you 5 proven strategies to becoming a high-performing woman. No bluffs, no theories, practical, straight up, straight to the point. I like to start with a big. So sometimes people say, the way you go about your models and your frameworks, it sounds, I say yes, because I really know that these things work, right? So I am going to be showing you my 5 proven strategies to becoming a high-performing woman. Now, this is tested and trusted. I've tested it with my top female executive clients. I've tested it with both, emerging leaders, younger women that are still upcoming, and this framework works like fire. So I need you to stay put, and I need you to make sure that you're not just here, but you're participating. All right, so ready to do this? Let's dive in. Let's get straight into what we have today. So here's my foundational thought, right? Every woman is capable of more. She just needs to identify it and nurture it. Every woman is capable of more. She just needs to identify it and nurture it, right? By the time you identify your more and begin to nurture it, you're going to realize how much your life is going to change. So while some women feel and think that, oh, there's not much I can do, there's not much to me, and all of those, every woman, even the one that is in rural area that you've given up on, like you've ruled out of the game to say, this one, no, every woman is capable, super capable of more. What she needs to do is that she needs to identify it, and then she needs to go ahead and nurture it. And that is the basis and the foundation by which I do the work that I do, and I do not give up on women, right? So let's run. So the question now becomes, why are so many women not high performers? Why are so many women not high performers? Why are they not high performers? So I wanted to share with me. Tell me in the comment section, what do you think? You can put that right in the chat box. What do you think is the cause? What do you think is the reason why some women are not high performers? A lot of women are just hanging in there, kind of feel like there are certain people who certain things are reserved and made for, that has more superpowers or that are genius, and some others are not. So I wanted to share with me, tell me, why do you think that some women are high performers, and why are some women not high performers? So I'm looking at reading from us in the comment section. So share with me. Oh, good to have you, Comfort, from Akwa Ibom, an internal auditor and quality assurance entity. Awesome, great. Super excited to have you on board tonight. So tell me in the comment section, what's your thought? Why do you think that some women are not high performers? What is your thought? Low self-esteem. Amazing, great. Low self-esteem. I agree. I agree. Low procrastination. That is it. I love this webinar tonight. Procrastination. That is it right there. Low self-esteem, procrastination, and indecisiveness. Awesome. Yes, that, oh my God, can I do this? Do I get to do that? Exactly. Level of knowledge and exposure, I totally agree. The level of knowledge and exposure of a person is going to rub off. Come on. I have amazing women in the room tonight. And thank you so much for all of those feedbacks. And I totally agree with everything that we have said, like every little thing and every single statement that we have made. So let's move on this journey, right? So I want you for a moment, I want you to close your eyes right now, and I want you to take a deep breath, right? Open up yourself. Go ahead, just take a deep breath. Just breathe in. Take some deep breath. And I want you to imagine what your life would look like if you had a 360 growth. Let me explain an example of a 360 growth and what a 360 growth means. It means that spiritually, your life is growing, intellectually, you're growing, maritally, your relationship with your spouse, your relationship with your family, your relationship with other people, your social life is amazing. You're looking at yourself in your career, you're making giant strides and huge advancements, and you're looking at all those. Can you imagine for a moment how beautiful your life is going to look? How fulfilled you're going to feel? How amazing that you get to wake up every morning wanting to jump onto the next thing. Yes. And that is how beautiful your life is going to look by the time we're done with this webinar and you're implementing at least 70%, 70 to 80%, not all. No, we're going to leave the rest for, stuff like that. 70 to 80%, not 100%. Of what you are learning tonight. So let me tell you a story of Ife. I'm going to tell you about Ife. Ife was an amazing, of course, she's still alive. Ife is an amazing young woman who, got married just like every other woman. And then Ife started to have children. And along the line, when Ife started to have children, she had this thing of, I want a pause to come back, right? Ife said, okay, let me take a pause. I am going to come back. Let me just, catch my breath and stuff like that. I'm going to come back, and by the time that I have myself, I'm going to do all of the amazing things. So if we went into her childbearing age, which is a season that almost every woman goes into, By the time Ife was in her childbearing season, started having her children and all of those, Ife went ahead to have about 4 children. And guess what? By the time she was at her 4th, Ife had lost herself completely. She had lost herself entirely. And Ife was looking at herself, and she looked at the dreams that she had. She looked at all of the aspirations. You know, she went back to where she wrote certain things down. And Ife couldn't tell the woman that she is, and she couldn't compare the current woman that she is with the woman that she wants to be, or the woman that she even used to be. She found out that she has gone like 10 steps backwards, comparing from where she was. And, you know, that feeling of depression setting, that feeling of frustration setting, that feeling of, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, there are so many other women that are doing better, why am I the only one? And, you know, sometimes she wanted to console herself with things like, you know, yeah, I think it's just because of it happens with every woman. You know how when you're not getting a thing right, you just tell yourself, we are all humans, it happens to all of us. So that was what Ife was going through. And, you know, she was trying to see how to console herself. But one thing was one thing was very, very clear. Ife wanted to get herself back. Ife wanted to get to the point where, you know, she could be able to live the life of her dream. She wanted to be that woman who can navigate things. And she started to look for solutions. The moment she started to look for solutions, she started to ask herself some very critical and important questions. And one of those questions that she started to ask herself was, where am I going? So what next? Considering that I am here now, considering the point where I am, what is the next thing? What am I supposed to be doing? How do I get out of here? How do I get to the point whereby I am able to still, you know, chart the course of my life, do the things that I want to do, become that woman of my dreams? And that was when she started to seek for solutions, started to work on herself, started to develop herself. And I have a great news for you today. Ife moved from being a low performer. It was so bad that, you know, it got to a point that her in-laws didn't regard her. People didn't see her as a person who worked so much. And it was really affecting her. But she moved from that point where she was a low performer, a woman who was not able to do anything, to becoming a high performer. And the question is, what happened to Ife? How did she move from this low performer to a high-performing woman? Like, the growth was so much. And I do not know who is in this room listening to me now, who is at the verge of saying, I don't even know what I'm going to do. I don't even know where next I'm headed from here. I want to take these words you're going to be hearing tonight and run with them. So let me share with you some of the secrets that Ife applied in her life. So here are my proven strategies for becoming a high-performing woman. Again, if you apply 80% of what I am about to teach you with evidence, and nothing changes in 6 months. I'm not kidding you. In 6 months. Someone is going to say, is it magic? Yes, it is. Right? In 6 months, here's what you're going to do. Write me an official email at officialjenniferchinenwa@gmail.com, or send me a WhatsApp message telling me it didn't work. And I will apologize publicly, like I am setting up these strategies, and they work for any woman regardless of her current level. So whether you're still starting your journey, whether you're looking at improving, and all of those. So here is the number one. The number one thing is mindset. I'm going to share a little of my story as well with you when it has to do with mindset. The number one thing is mindset. See, I need you to know you cannot be a high performer if you do not first believe that it's possible. I've had conversations with women who tell me, forget it. Jennifer, just leave this thing. It's not possible. Just leave it. This thing that you're saying, you mean I can be a good mother, taking care of my children, having my spiritual life? In fact, I had a woman who was literally telling me, and you know, it was quite emotional because she felt like crying. She said, I used to love the Lord. I used to be, you know, a very vibrant sister. All of a sudden, I got married. I started to have children, responsibilities, looking at how to cope with work, and I lost my prayer life. I no longer pray. I don't even know where I am. You would agree with me that every human, so whether you're a Christian, whatever religion that you are, but there is always that place of soul search. There is always that place of spiritual search. And this woman was literally feeling disconnected. She was like, I don't know what I'm going to do again. Like, I don't know. I feel like I've lost it. I don't even know where I am headed from here. Right? So when I was speaking, and she was like, it's not possible. I said, it's possible. Let me share a bit of my story with you. When I had my first baby, then I didn't understand what postpartum depression meant, right? I didn't even know something like that existed. It was my experience that taught me that there was something like that, and that was why I had to write the book Motherhood Club. So I noticed that first I wanted to have my baby through normal delivery, and then I had my baby through CS. So I didn't know if my postpartum depression was kind of CS induced, because in my mind I was like, I'm a strong woman. What is push that we cannot? Is it push we're gonna push? Like, what is push that we cannot push? And then I had CS. Oh my god, it felt like really, like, are you kidding me? I could still remember crying and entering the theater that fateful day. Like, I was wailing, and my husband had to come home. So he was like, oh, it's most important thing that you're alive. You know, the baby is alive. Long story short, I had my baby. Thank God, I came out safe. My baby came out safe, and then we got back home. So people are going to expect that, oh, you just had a new baby, you're supposed to be very excited, so much excitement, like that is even out of the roof and so forth. But I was kind of showing excitement when people came, but right inside of me, I was angry. I was feeling depressed. I was like, and then gradually I started to get away from God. Gradually, the thing about being a new mom started to overwhelm me. I was like, God, what's happening to me? Like, I know myself to be a high performer. Like, I know, like, I literally know. I was wondering what's going on with me. I started to lose interest in a lot of things. I wasn't praying as I used to, and that was it. Small, certain kind of thoughts started to creep in. It's funny now, but not funny then. It wasn't funny then. And then I started to look for books that I could read that was going to help me. And when I started to look for these books that I could read, I searched and searched and searched and searched. I didn't really see. I saw motherhood. They talked about raising children, but nobody was really addressing the journey of moving from a single to an entirely new mother. Nobody was addressing that journey, right? I didn't find something holistic at that point. And so I had to now start. One of the things that affected me so much was because I had a particular time when I prayed, but having my baby now, I couldn't do that anymore. So I felt like I was losing it, like I was losing everything. Things that I did at certain times, I could no longer do them. There is baby that is crying. Sometimes I'm weak, and then I feel like I'm literally losing everything. Until one day I had to sit down, and the Lord started to speak to me, and he was like, "Why are you overwhelming yourself? You can literally be breastfeeding your baby and be praying. You can literally be doing certain things and be praying. Why are you giving yourself unnecessary headache?" I was like, "Oh, right, really." And that was the moment that everything switched for me and everything changed for me. Now, we need to understand that as women, we have this uniqueness because we seem to multitask a lot, not even seen. We multitask a lot, wearing so many hats with so many responsibilities. You're trying to juggle between your job. You're looking at building a business. Now, you're even in the job. They're telling you that being 9 to 5 is not enough, that you need to build a side business. You have to plan your day like, hey, God, this will not come and kill me. You're also looking at the place of, having a great relationship with your husband, being an amazing mom. Like, the pressure is real. That's the truth. The pressure is so much. Other people who you're leading in the office, whether you're a career person, whether you're an entrepreneur, they are also expecting certain level of leadership from you. And sometimes you're like, I want these people, like, they're joking, it's one person. And then I had to now sit back and I started to ask myself, and that was the point where I had the mind shift. When my mind shifted, everything started to align. My mind had to shift that as a woman, I can be working and I can be praying. I can be doing certain things, and it's permittable, it's understandable, and all of those. But the moment I started to tell myself, oh, just forget it, it's not possible. I cannot do this. Like, I cannot, then it's not going to work. I was speaking with someone, I had a consultation session with a client, and I was speaking with the client, and she told me something, and she said, Jennifer, we can't have it all together. And I told her, because you're going about it the wrong way. Because you're having it all together is an entirely different definition, like pretty different, 100%. Like, your women have a lot of unattainable mindsets. So someone sees this webinar now and says how to be a high person, leave them. All these people, just leave them. And sometimes I just laugh. Because why? Their mindset is blocked. When your mind is blocked about a thing, trust me, even when the solution is right in front of you, it's not, you're going to still call it a bluff, right? So let's run. The outcome of your life is as a result of your thought process. So take my word for it, right? So women think that other women are created to be high flyers and high performers while they are not. So the first step is to change your belief system and thought process. First step. Step number one, change your belief system and thought process. You have to change the way you think about yourself. Tell yourself it's possible. You can run an active business. Oh my God. I have everything I'm teaching you, I have first-hand experience about. Because first, I had to put my mindset in check. Like I had to fix my mindset and tell myself I can do this thing. And the moment I fixed my mindset, that was it. So let's run. So the number two that you're going to be looking at is structure and system. You need to structure and systemize your life. You know, the problem is that a lot of times people hear about structure, and people are structuring, you know, like in their mind, they are really and literally structuring. But the problem is there is the right way to structure and the right way to systemize. So the question now becomes, are you structuring and systemizing the right way? So the number two is structure and system. All right. So structure and systemization of every single thing. Break it down and see it work is my everyday quote. Every day. If a person comes to meet me and say, oh, Jennifer, this thing feels quite overwhelming. I'm saying it's overwhelming because it's still in lumps. It's overwhelming because it's too big. So let's break it down. So for example, let's marry it and relate it to what we are doing tonight. And imagine a situation whereby a person happens to be a mom. She has a 9 to 5. She has this, she had that, and she had the other one. And then she's doing certain things. The first point of call would be to break it down. So I'm a mom. When is the time for mommy work? I'm a wife. What are my expectations and responsibilities as a wife? How long is it going to take me? When in a day, what should I be doing as a wife? I have a business. What are my active business hours? When should I be working on my business? When should I not be working on my business? When you break a thing down and systemize it, that is it, right? So break it down and see it work. Whatever seems difficult in your life, structure it. Whatever it is, whether it's in the home front, whether it's anywhere, if it seems difficult, structure it immediately, straight up. Structure it, right? You cannot get successful without structuring and systemizing your life. It's not even possible. It's not possible at all. Also, don't just structure. Learn how to structure the right way. And this is part of what we teach women in our coaching programs. We teach you how to structure, because a lot of times when you say structure, some persons are structuring, but they are not really structuring the right way. They're not structuring the right way. They're trying to structure, but it's not working. If it is not working, then you've not structured enough. Until it is working, that's when you can say that, yes, you have structure. Go back to the drawing board, tweak it until it works. Keep structuring it until it works. So, for example, a person who has several engagements, ask yourself, what days should I give to this other engagement? What day should I give to that other engagement? What day should I give to that other? Break down. So in these days, what are the exact things that I'm going to do that are going to be productive, right? Learn to apply the 80-20 rule. 20% of the things that you're out of the 100%, 20% of what you're doing is actually what is needed and required and will move you forward. A lot of times, 80% of it is a waste of time, a waste of resources and energy. So find out, in this thing that I want to do, what's the 20% out of it that I'm going to be implementing that will not just give me results, but will move me forward, right? So very, very important, structure and system. To structure your life is to develop processes. To structure your life is to develop processes and systems on how your life can function effectively. Down to even the home, down to how you run your home. To structure your life is to develop the processes. I get to wake up in the morning. What happens between 7 a.m.? You know, some people tell me, oh God, it's boring to live a routine life. I'm like, hey, I don't know how you intend to make it without having certain routines that you get to carry out and do. Because what you're going to have is here and there, being here, being there, jumping into this one, jumping into that other one. You're not going to have any concrete results. See, my life improved in productivity by 101% when I took my structure serious. There are certain routines that I have to take charge of in the day. Like I have to do them in the day to set the tone for my day. They are like my catalyst. When I do them, I get into my power. Like I could feel it. I say, let's take it on. Let's do this. Let's do that other one. There are certain routines that I must, like it's a must. So when I hear women tell me this, like, oh, routine is boring. Oh, this one, that one. I just wonder, like, no. create processes for what you do, right? The same way you develop systems for a business to have seamless operations is the same way you develop structure and system for your life to function effectively. You have structures in your business. You have SOPs. You have this. It's the same way you're supposed to develop structure for your life. I was speaking with an executive today who is currently struggling with, being able to find balance between his expressions, between the things that he does. A male, not a female now. And the moment we're speaking was like, I think I need to give up on one. I said, why? You've not tried to structure this thing. Can we look at it? Let's break it down. Okay, you do this, you do that, you do that, you do that. How can you scale this? And by the time we're done, he realized how he could scale some of the things that he was doing that was taking up his time. In structuring is scaling. Because in structuring, sometimes you get to automate. And there are a lot of things you can automate. I have to send email every day. What happened to scheduling the email? That's why structure. You tell yourself, I want to put it, because sometimes when you evaluate your work hours and you say, oh my God, today, 8 hours work, I'm so tired. You realize that in that 8 hours, you just did 3 hours of work. Because out of the 3 hours, you press phone, you talk, you cheat, you say, hey, what happened? Oh, this one, that one. And time is going. And all of those things are part of activities that are going to. So please let me know if you can see. Hear me? It's highly important that you learn to structure. You do structure it so much that you are not even joking with it. Like structure it. Very, very important. Very, very important, right? So this is very important. So the same way you develop system for a business is how you structure. The question I want to ask you today is, how structured is your life? How structured is it? When you look at your life, how structured is it? Is it giving you the result that you seek? You're going to evaluate how structured your life is by the results that you have. If it is not giving you the results that you seek, then it simply means that it is not structured enough. That's the meaning. Until you have your desired result, until you're able to do certain things, until you're able to see yourself achieve certain things, then at that point you can say, oh yes, I can say right now that my life is structured. Okay, so let's run. Number 3 is my task model. Oh my God. Oh my God. I love my task model. Okay, so my task model has been my biggest win, right? It's been my biggest secret to achieving my goals. It's been my biggest secret to really, really hitting my goals and my secret to hitting my target. So I'm going to be sharing my task model with you, and I really want you to pay keen attention. I want you to pay keen attention and listen to it. So let me pull up back my screen. I think at some point, so what is task model? While my screen is coming up, what is task model? The first is train. Training. Very, very important. So the first step is to train. The truth is that if you are not training, you're going to be missing out on a lot of things. The first person to train, or the first person to be trained, is yourself. You're the number one person to train. So many times as people say, oh, I'm overwhelmed, I'm not getting the support that I need, my husband doesn't understand, this one, that one, this, that. And the question I ask most time is, how much have you trained yourself? Because your own training is very, very important, it's key, and it's paramount. If you're not training yourself, you're going to realize that you're going to be missing out on a lot of things. You're going to be missing out on a lot of processes. Like, there are just so many things you're going to be missing out on. So the first thing first is to train yourself. Train yourself. ensure that you are training yourself. Because if you're not training yourself, you're just going to be complaining the same way. There are certain women who are always complaining. They're saying, oh, this one happened, that one did not happen, this other one happened, and stuff like that. So the first point of call is to train, and the first person you're training is yourself. Now, I want you to take this back, all right? Do not see the cost of personal development as an expense. Do not see the cost of, I'm not teaching you something that I don't do. One of the things that has been my greatest leverage is personal development. The more I work on myself, the more there's certain things, the more there's something that are not even issue for me, the more there's certain things that I can do much better, the more I am becoming more patient, the more I'm more tolerant, the more I'm learning the right systems that work, the more I'm learning a whole lot of things, right? So I don't see the cost of investing in myself. Like, I love myself so much to invest $1 billion in my life. I'm my greatest asset. Like, I am not a landed property. If I invest in myself, I can replicate landed properties. If I invest in myself, I can replicate gadgets, machines, whatever it is. So I am my greatest investment. So I want you to stop seeing the cost of personal development as an expense. See it as an investment. So learn to invest in yourself. You want to be a high performer. You want to improve in your work. You want to improve in your speed. For example, a person who types maybe on a computer at a what do we say now? Maybe about 30 words per hour. What stops you from investing in yourself to boost your productivity? If you're able to type 100 words in 30 minutes, your work has gotten so much better. So learn to invest. You're the number one person to be trained. So when it comes to training, train yourself. Train yourself. See it that it is very, very important for you to train yourself. Pretty, pretty important. It's not even optional. Training yourself is not optional, right? The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your person. Who you're going to marry, or who you're currently married to, what that marriage is going to turn out to be is determined by the quality of your person. I hope you know that there are certain women that nag, like they literally nag a lot. They don't have understanding. They can't even get the control of their emotion. They lack emotional management. They lack emotional intelligence. Like, there's so many, a little thing they've fled up. They're like, oh, I can't take it. How do those things are lack of training? I say, leave me. It's how I am. It's not how you are. It's not how you are. No, it's not how you are. Environment is part of what contributed to you becoming like that. Yes. The moment you were born, those that raised you are part of what contributed to you becoming like that. But there is absolutely nothing that stops you from training yourself and from telling yourself, you know what, I am going to train myself to become a better person. I am going to start working on myself because I want to improve myself. I want to improve the quality of my life. I want to improve who I am. So you must learn to train yourself. The kind of job you're going to have is dependent on who you are. The kind of money you're going to earn, because the kind of money you're going to earn is dependent on who you are. So it is very important that you are training yourself. Like, pretty, pretty important. Pretty important. So the question now for you is, how much are you investing in training yourself? How much are you investing in you? How much are you investing in training you? Like, how much are you investing in training yourself? It is one question that you must ask yourself every other time, and then begin to train yourself, right? Begin to train yourself. Very, very important. Begin to train yourself. Okay, so let me just share my screen. So learn to invest yourself and never get to the point where you feel like, oh, I've invested too much. No, nothing is too much when it has to do with you. Nothing is too much when it has to do with you investing in yourself. Like, practically nothing, absolutely nothing is too much for you to invest in yourself. All right. So this is also why we have some women development programs, products that you can leverage on, take advantage of, get to train yourself so that you can become a better woman and a better person. Please give me a feedback. Let me know if you're hearing me. Let me know the sound is clear in the comment section, as we seem to be having little switches and glitches here and there. So please let me know if you can hear me. All right, so can you hear me? Is the sound clear? Is my sound clear? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me, please. Very, very important. Let me know if you can hear me. Give me a feedback. And then give me a feedback. How has it been for you? Okay, great. Thank you so much, Blessing. Thank you so much. So how has it been for you tonight? Thank you, Nati. How has it been for you tonight? Share with me. What are you learning? What are you learning? How has it been for you tonight? Share with me a few things that you've learned. Talk back to me. I want to be sure that we all are the same pace. Awesome. Nati said awesome. Thank you for that feedback. Amazing session. Thank you so much, Blessing. Thank you for that feedback. So let me get, so what is one thing that stood out for you so far in tonight's session? What is that thing that you're going back to either start implementing or improve, increase the speed, or investing in training myself? I love that.
Recording in progress.
Investing in training myself. I love that. Like, I love that a lot. That is amazing. Awesome. Investing in training myself. That is the truth. I am my best investment. Yay. Awesome. Awesome. Yes, yes, yes. You are your best investment, because when you invest yourself, you can replicate anything at all that it is, whatever it is. You can see yourself replicate that in the, when people are afraid of investing, you say invest in yourself. Currently, what I do is that I have an annual budget for my personal development and investment. And in 2025, we are taking it higher. It's going to get higher because it is very important that we go higher. And sometimes when I share this things, people are like, oh my God, is it not too much? How can, no. Prioritize investing in yourself. Very important. All right. So I love all this feedback. So now let's run. Let's move on. The next is training your team. Training your team is very important. Very, very important. Now, you cannot do this alone. Like, yes, the kind of money, take this thing with your foot. Whether you want to be a career, whether you want to be an entrepreneur, whatever it is, the kind of money you're going to earn is dependent on how you have invested in yourself. It's dependent on how you have trained yourself. That is what you can get to. In this same Nigeria, people are saying there's no job. Honestly, I know people that are earning in more than 2, 3, up to 2, 3 million naira every month. I'm not saying like in this same Nigeria, in this same place, oh, business is not going business. There are people that, so you need to understand that, see, people will beg you to take their money when they know that you can solve their problem. And it is one mindset that I need you to run with tonight, right? It is one mindset that I need you to run with tonight. So to become a high-performing one, start with my mindset. Great, so let's run. So the next is training your team. You cannot do this alone. The reason why those women are struggling and they're telling me it's not possible, forget this thing you're saying, Jennifer, is because they are doing it alone. Yes, they are trying to be the author and the finisher of their life. They are trying to be the only one moving their life. They are trying to be the mover and the shaker of their life. And it's not possible. You cannot do it alone. See, if anybody told you that the person lies, so when you hear, I'm a high-performing woman, I'm a high performer, what comes to your mind is that you're a jack of all trades. Who told you that? In your business, it's succeeding, and you doing it alone. So at what point do you not feel like, I'm a jack of, I can do this, I can do that? No. You must realize that you just cannot do this alone. So the first step in the task model is identifying your support systems and proceed to train them. Let me tell you your support systems. Your spouse. So if you're already married and you don't have a very supportive spouse, it's a lot. So that is something that is going to be discussed on a later note, what you can do. And yes, even if you do not have a very supportive spouse, you can leverage on other support systems. Your children. I had shared in the community today, and I had shared how when I wanted to get married, a lot of married women who were already married, like years before me, they kept on advising, like, Jennifer, you have to pray to have a girl child so that you can have someone who's going to assist you in the home for stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm going to have a boy for personal reasons. I want to have a boy first. And they were like, boys don't help. I said, my own boys, they will help. Yes, because children come as open books. Slate is what you impute into them that they produce. I was speaking with a client and she was saying that she can't really push her life forward right now. She can't really get on her impact journey because she's currently at the point where she's trying to get her family together and raise her children. And I can understand. And I told her, I said, how old is your children? And she said, one is at 14, the other one is at 10, the other one is at 9. And I said, you started late. She said, yes. She said, how did I know? I said, I know that's why you're having this problem. It didn't start early. When I started to raise my kids, very small, at even 2 years of age, I don't bail children out. I see some mothers, they're like 2 years children, 3 years, they're still feeding them by them. The mother is feeding the child. You're doing that here, you have to stop. Like you have to go back and rework your mind, rework yourself. Do you know that children can help themselves? But the moment you keep thinking that they are helpless without you, have you asked yourself how children who lost their moms, had a wicked stepmom, and all of those things survive? Sit back and ask yourself. There is always that survival instinct in humans that would only come out and attain its full potential when they feel like they don't have any other option. The same way, when you do not have certain options, you just see yourself. Ideas begin to fly left. You can do things. You're like, hey. Imagine that there is a gunshot and they say people are running. Have you seen how even the people that are supposed to be lame will be moving? Yeah, that's the human survival instinct. So you should learn to allow it to start money. When I started with my kids, people felt like, you've been too hard on these kids. I said, I know where I'm going. I can't train children that have 6 years old. I'm still, no. And I shared how I was home alone with the boys today. And meanwhile, yes, I have domestic staff. No, yes, at this point I do. And I was home alone and, I was home alone with the boys. We didn't to eat. My son, he's 6 years. He just turned 6 years in June. Was the one that went to dish food that we're to eat. After he dished for himself, dished for his brother, and dished for all of us, and we ate. By the time they were done, they moved their plate, they tidied the house. You have to start. Your children are part of your support system. And so you have to start on time and then fight to support because you need that support at the home point. Imagine that you don't have to continually cleaning. If you don't train, by the time I started to train my kids on how to use the restroom, because sometimes what you see these days, you come on social media and you see someone talking about how their husband, they're cleaning up after them. Like, hey, who raised this man? I taught my boys, the moment you're done with peeing, get water. It's not enough to use the water system and flush. You're going to get water and you're going to make sure you pour water around the top. Just in case there's any splash of urine, you're not going to stop there. No, you can't dirty the bathroom. You're going to pour on the floor. Train. If you don't teach them, they won't. By the time my son was 2 years, I'll say, when you finish eating now, remove your plate. That's training. That's teaching. Training is instructional. In love, not instructional. Sometimes we're shouting, we're not training. Because you're not even telling them why. I started to explain to my children why when they were very... If you see me how I speak with my kids, you're going to think, are they adults? Is it... I can literally be in the house, and if someone was maybe to be passing the compound, it's going to be like, who is this woman talking to? I'm talking to my kids, so very small, they are small, and I'm speaking to them. So you have to behave like this, you have to do this, you have to do that, and you must also be ready to live up to it. Because if you don't, they are going to hold it against you. Let me tell you something that is going to crack you up, that is going to make you laugh. So I will always tell my kids, you're a king, you're a king, you're a king, you're a king, you're a king. There is a way you should not behave. Don't do this. Don't pick the pot. Don't do this. They're like, okay, mom, fine. Sisters, one day we made one very sweet rice in the house, and very delicious something. And I went to the kitchen, and I wanted to eat in the kitchen, and the rice was almost finished. And I was like, this rice is too sweet. So when you say that down, yeah. So I went to take the down, and my son entered the kitchen at that point. Whatever I told him to enter at that point is what I don't know. And he caught me. I said, Mommy, hey, see what you're doing, adult. Adult, see what you're doing. I say, hey, I said, what's that? It's after you come and be telling somebody, you're a king. You, adult, are you not a queen? Oh my God. It was so funny. Like, I literally felt like the grass should open down, just maybe move from the ground and let it know me that this happened. It was funny, and it was so embarrassing. The way he said it, I was like, come on, tell someone you're a king. Kids are here, they queen. I was like, oh my God. So it's not enough to train them. You have to also be able to live up to the standards. One of the ways I've identified to train kids is by influence. Influence is the easiest way to train kids. I intentionally transitioned from reading soft copy books to hard copy and built my library because of my kids. I can read soft copy, yeah? And by the time I started to do that, I even realized that I loved hard copies more. So because of my kids, now the moment they see me read, it's like they know. So in my house, it's like readers are leaders. If you want to lead, you have to read. If you want to lead, that's what you keep hearing. Readers are leaders. Remember, readers are leaders. You have to read. Remember, readers are leaders, right? I didn't have to say so much. Influence is also part of training. Let them watch you do it. You can't be telling them, you have to keep, and you're the one that is dirty. Hey, it's not going to work. So identify your support system. I can stay on children for a very long time, but let's run. So identify your support system, your spouse, your children, your siblings if you still have younger ones who are staying with you, your team members, if you're running a business, and you have invest time in training your team members. If you don't train them, how are they going to help you? They need to know. I have a situation currently where I had one of our Emerge mentorship program participants get a job, because yes, when you sign up for Emerge, part of what I always do is that whenever opportunities come up, I like to share it first in my network. So coming into one of our coaching programs puts you in my network. So if an opportunity comes back, I'm pushing it out there. I'm saying who is capable, because I also want to send people that I've trained. So when she got on there and then, she started, there was no formal training and onboarding. Nobody was, she had to be the one literally asking certain questions by herself. So what do I get to do here? How do I do this? And, of course, in that kind of situation, there's always going to be issues. So if you're having issues, consistent issues with your team members, this is also something you need to look into. Ask yourself, am I training them enough? So by the time she had gotten back to me to give me feedback, I was like, look where we are. This is how things are going up. I was like, okay, so have you received any training? She said, no. I said, you have a to-do list? She said, no. I was like, are you kidding me right now? I said, okay, so what you're going to do, we're going to get on a meeting. Let's jump on a meeting. Yes, this is part of the benefit of being in our coaching programs, right? So for me, our coaching programs are not just a situation whereby, they're not just a situation whereby we just have, what's it called now? We just have people and we just, leave them like that. No, our coaching programs are also situations whereby we are able to give you the right feedback, right? Give you the right support that you need, rather. So I got on that call with her. I started to just a moment. I have a client meeting. Let me just quickly do a message. And then by the time I had that meeting with her, she came with her employment letter, the offer letter that she was giving. I carefully looked at all the things that she was told to do, and I was the one that had to literally take her to training of those tasks. And then I created a to-do list for her. And I said, okay, this is what you're going to do. Please a moment. Yeah, so I told her. And then by the time I was done creating that to-do list for her, she used it, she got back, and she's good, right? So you must learn to train your team members. If you're not training them, they're not going to know what to do. So train your team, those who will be supporting you on the journey. It is important that you train all of those who are going to be supporting you on this journey. Please value training. Please value training. Please value training. Like, value it so much. Value it greatly. Value training. Don't play with training. Don't play with training. Train. If you don't train them, don't blame them, right? A wise man once said, if you don't train them, don't blame them. And that is the truth. Train them so they understand the best possible way to support you. Let's build your tribe. I had a client who came to me. She was like, I don't know what to do. My husband doesn't support me. I was like, okay, let's talk about it. I was like, so do your husband understand what support means to you? She was like, what do I mean? I said, have you taken time to have conversation with your husband? Some of you women, you don't know how to get your men to treat you the way they should treat you. That's a big problem that I've noticed. Some of you don't know how to. I have a current case on my table where the woman, she feels drained because from the beginning point of the marriage, she started to handle all the bills. She was doing everything, Hi, I don't know how. Let me not say certain things, because there are certain things I like to say one-to-one coaches, so I'm not quoted out of context, right? Doesn't mean you're not going to support your spouse, rather. Oh no, I'm huge on support. Anybody that knows me knows that I am huge. Like, I don't even take it. I don't bail women out, though. I don't bail them out. A man came to me telling me complaining bitterly how the wife is draining him financially. I asked her, I said, what is this woman? She said, nothing. Does she want to watch that? Okay, go back and tell her that you can't fund the lifestyle. You can't fund the lifestyle that she cannot afford. Because she can't afford it. She don't know what it means to work. Sit down and work and make money. By the time she starts to make her own money, she's going to, learn how to use it. So I don't bail women out when they're not doing the right things. My own women development is not, it's not that one. Because in bailing you out, I am not helping you. My goal is to help you become the best version of yourself. So the case I have currently is that this lady is currently drained. She doesn't know what to do. When I was speaking with her over the phone, she was literally crying. She was like, she doesn't have now. She was earning well. When you say, a babe is very okay, earning very well, had a high paying job in the banking sector, and somehow one or two things happened, and she got laid off from work, and now she's been laid off. She's back to the house. There is no much thing now. All the while, all the years, she was the one paying the bills. It was okay for the man. The man kept on giving excuse why he can't do certain things. He can't do this one. So this excuse has done into years. That's why I tell single ladies, it's that come and tell you I have big vision, I'll feature in my television. Don't you can be big English. Hey, without any action step, run. Like run. If you're single here in this meeting, just be running. That type of Tom and Jerry run. I don't know if you've ever run it. Like, don't be running and let your leg be touching your back. And so that lady now is drained to the point that it was okay for her kids to be out of school for a whole year, a whole term rather, a whole academic term. And the man was not doing anything about it. Like he sat down. When I heard it, I was like, this one it has to be a one-to-one coach. It's not even a group coaching thing because it's a personalized issue. Because we have to start looking at the deep root start maybe. Because at the point it's even in a marriage counseling, maybe refer to a marriage counselor first. When a marriage counselor is done with her work, she can now come back and I work with her because it's a lot. It's a lot. I had a lady who reached out to me, say, I want to join the merge program. I am currently having issues. And I said, no, I'm going to refer you to a colleague of mine who is a professional marriage counselor. Go, let her go and fix the foundation of your marriage, right? If you want to be working on your marriage and be working on yourself, then that's fine. Then when you're done, come, let's work together, right? And then she went back and she was like, oh, thank you very much. If you do others, they'll tell me to pay. No, I'm not like that. I'll have to evaluate. There are some marital issues that are not really that deep. You can be working on yourself. In fact, some marital issues are caused by lack of personal development. It's the truth. So when you start to develop yourself, it's going to reflect in your marriage. So the first thing is always get on that discovery call to understand what exactly the issue is and then know the professional advice or counsel to give. And so that is the problem. So back to this lady who was telling me her husband is not supportive. So I asked her and I said, have you had a conversation with your husband? And she said, no, he just doesn't help. I'm like, have you communicated what help means? Do you know what help means to me? It's not what help will mean to you. There are certain men that are going to marry and tell you they don't want you washing and cooking and cleaning and slaving away. They need a woman who will run vision and purpose with them. They want you both to be out there doing stuff, impacting life. They can delegate this other ones, get staff to pay. Just pay attention to the kids and to things that really matter. And the other men that tell you, no, you have to cook their food morning after. It has to be fresh every other day. I don't know how you guys cope with those kind of memo. If you're hearing like that, it's fine. The Lord is your boss. So. And so when she was working with me, I was like, okay. So I thought that now you're going to go back and you're going to have a conversation with your husband and you will let your husband know what help means to you. So the husband was literally helping. That's the truth. I asked her, I said, are there things your husband do in the house? She said, yes. There are things that her husband do in the house. Her husband does this one. Her husband does that one. I was like, okay, great. So what makes you, why do you want to suffocate a man who is already helping to a degree? Because she said, no, he's not helping me. Those things are not what I want to say. Have you communicated what you want, madam? She said, I've not really communicated. I said, now go back and communicate to your husband. The husband always gives her money. The husband buys her gifts. But for her, that's not the help she wants. She wants a help that is more detailed with regards to her work, have the husband be a part of her work, have that conversation. And hey, do I have Impact Women here? Let me tell you something. If you're here, you need to sign up for Impact Women. But let me just give you this gist, right? One of the things that I always deal with in working with women is my husband is not supporting me. He's not supporting my business. See, let me tell you something, right? Make peace with the fact that when you're still in an ideation stage, people have the right to choose not to support it. Yes. It's not like your husband is going to be literally wicked. Sometimes it's not that he doesn't support you, that he hasn't understood what you're saying. Some of you don't know how to. I'm a mover and shaker of men. Let me tell you why. Not like mover and shaker of men in terms of God. No. If I want to do something, I have my way of getting people involved. Like I can literally I'm a good vision seller. I sell my vision and tell you, this is what we need to do. This is why, it has got to the point that what is on, people will always ask me, what do I think? Because I will always explain my thoughts. See how you understand I don't just tell you, let's do A. No. I tell you why we need to do A. This is the result I see A delivery. Like, this is going to, and so you're like, oh my goodness, I see that. What some women do that, let's do A. Okay, now if you don't want us to do A, let's no, you don't do that. You sit back and you learn to not dummies, for goodness sake. They're not going to follow you because you just saw them move south, move forward. And that's what some of you do, even in your businesses as visionaries. You have to tell people that when we take road A, this is why we need to take road A. This is where road A is going to take us to. Now, by the time we are done with road A, and they're like, yes, I see it, I see it. You think that this is what your life is going to look like at road A. They're like, ha ha, what is road A that we cannot go? Let's go there. Let's move to road A. So by the time I was speaking with this woman, she was like, okay, I said, now you're going to go back and you're going to tell your husband what support means to you. You as a person, what does it mean to you? And so she went back and she was speaking with her husband, and she gave me feedback, and she said she told her husband that he wanted him to be more involved, and the husband said that he didn't know that he thought that he wanted to be doing her thing alone, so he wanted to give her her space. You see, but this is the same person that was saying he doesn't support. So someone is going to hear that, just in case you also go back and you tell your own husband and he refuses, and you're still not getting the level of support that you want. I want you to know that people would always buy into a thing more when it starts to materialize. Go and put in the work. Oh my God. Go and put in the work. By the time results starts to show, those people thought they'll be the ones carrying, and it's okay. It's not like they're wicked. Like, can you make peace with that fact? They're not wicked. They need to see it because they're not even sure. There are men who have started businesses for their wives and they crashed it. So they're not sure. They're not sure what the outcome. If you're a person who is always, changing, you're not stable, you've told him this one tomorrow, you tell him that one tomorrow, my dear sister, you need to go and show working. And by the time you start to work on it, he sees the diligence you're putting in. Before you know, one or two results begin to, come in like drops of water. He's like, okay, this is looking like it, okay. And you're going to see the full support, right? So I want you to understand that. So it is very, very important that you make peace with this fact. Understand these things that I just said. Explain to your team members what support means to you. My team members know that whenever I get into my thinking zone, whatever it is has to wait. Don't distract me at that point. And I'll always communicate. I'll say, hey, guys, ladies, I want to think. I want to spend some time thinking. Just give me some time. Is there anything I need to do for you before I get into that? They're like, no. So whatever comes up, you can just do me a text. I rather prefer that you want to engage me. You're going to disrupt my thought process at that point, and I don't want it because I want it to just flow until I'm done. So explain to them what support means to you. All right, so let's run tonight. Amazing, right? Amazing. I'm sure an amazing time we're having. The next in the task model is that you must learn to delegate. That is assign. The A there is assign, delegation. Learn to delegate. Now, being a HPW, that's high performing woman, does not mean doing everything. You will kill yourself. My darling, you're going, please, I'm begging you. You're going to kill yourself. Being a high-performing woman does not mean that you are going to do everything. See, some of you want to do everything because you want to prove that you're a power woman 1,000 yards. It is validation that is your problem. I know now. This is my work. Like, I know my women and my women know me. We know that your problem is validation. Something tells you there's always that still small voice that comes to speak to you and tells you that if you're not doing this thing, you're not being a good mother. If you're not washing and cleaning, your motherhood has reduced by 15%. If you're not doing this other one, you're not. It's a lot. I don't know how you tend to survive. It's a lot, right? It's a lot. So you must learn to delegate and assign certain tasks. It's very important. Don't joke with delegation. Really don't. Don't joke with assigning. You see those people you have trained, begin to assign to them. Let's start to assign, delegate. That's a sign. Assign them and say, I have trained you this, now do this. I used to be that person, though. I'm a kind of person that can love perfection to a certain, so I'm like, I don't want you to do it. I don't know how I was like that when I got married. Like, don't click for me. I like my space neat. I'm not sure what you're going to do. I'm not sure of your level of neatness. So can you just leave it for me? Don't do this one for me. Don't do that one for me. And my sisters, when I had to call myself, I said, Jennifer, how long did you plan to continue to live your life like this? I said, even me, I don't know. I don't know I'm going to cope with that. How long? Right? How long did I plan to live my life like that? And I asked myself, And the moment that I asked myself that question, I had to go back to the drawing board and I had to start working on myself. I told myself, I said, enough of this. I can't continue like this. And then that was when I started to create the task model, right? So I wanted to learn to assign and delegate. Now, always have a priority list. From that priority list, ask yourself, what can you handle? Remember the 80-20, the 80-20 rule, right? 20% of the things that you do are actually the things that you should be investing your time in that is going to move you forward towards your assignment or achieving your goal. It's a new year that's about to come. I'm going to train on goal setting next. So you're going to tell me what you would want to. So we're going to have this webinar every day. We have it this Saturday. Maybe we can have it next Saturday. I'm going to look at my calendar. Well, yeah, I'm sure that I'm free for next Saturday. So we'll have it next Saturday. So maybe you tell me what you would want me to teach by next Saturday. And of course, yes, it's still going to be a free webinar. Invite your friends, pack them, come. Isn't it 2025? We are entering with so much clarity and we're entering ready, right? So have the priority list and ask yourself, what would you want to work on in the priority list, right? Delegate some of them. So sometimes it is seeking validation that makes men want to do everything themselves, is the truth. Make peace with the fact that being a high-performing woman does not mean doing everything by yourself. If you're a woman seeking to be more, then you must realize that your most valuable asset is your time. It's your time. What you do with your time? Some of you don't even understand energy management. You wake up in the morning, you wash toilet. How do you do that? You've not read. You've not done it. You're washing toilet, you're sweating, you're working hard. You're not helping your, listen, I'm going to be, this one is not wife material 1,000 yards. You're not helping yourself. Early mornings. No, there's what is called energy management. You must learn to manage your energy. At the point where your energy is most high, you use it for the most productivity and not to be washing toilet and be doing this other one and be doing your no. That is why. So let me tell you. So you're going to say, Jennifer, you're talking like this because you have domestic assistant. I've seen it all. When I speak from a point of experience. Like, I don't even know what I'm going to experience right now. that is going to, even if my domestic staff now say, of course, my domestic staff sometimes allow me to say how to travel, not like, hopefully she's still going to get back by next time, stuff like that. And before, and all of those. But even if at that point, I've just myself to a point like, it's hard. It's hard that I'll be, like, even my mindset alone cannot allow me to be stranded because even where there's no way, I'll say, is there a way is there a hammer somewhere? We need to break the wall and keep moving. They're like, so someone is going to say, you have domestic assistant. When I did have a domestic assistant, let me share with you what I did. I'm sure that's going to also help a woman here. Now, there are certain things that I do a night before. I wash plates at night, back how many years ago? I sweep the house at night. I don't sweep the house in the morning. I don't wash plates in the morning, right? When I wake up, sometime that time, I have to read my Bible, have my prayers. Then I was into very active workouts, so quickly have my morning skills. And what I'm telling you, I used to leave my house sometime around 6:30 a.m. or 6 a.m. because we had an early engagement of 7 a.m. and I and my husband had to be at his workplace before 7 a.m. And I was heavily pregnant then. Even when I had my baby, I was still doing this thing. I didn't have a domestic assistant. And I was able, because you must learn energy management. So ask yourself, what are the things I should do as I'm very good with me. My kids, every part of the house is not for play. When it was just when it's just I and the kids, we have a playroom. We'll play there. When you finish playing, you're going to arrange it to the degree that you can. There are a lot of things I can't share because by the time I share, someone say, is it true? See, let me tell you, it's possible. It is very, very possible. So learn and understand. Stop all this validation you're trying to seek. You're trying to show. No, stop it. Stop it. There are much more important things you should be doing with your life. Much more important, right? So if you're a woman seeking to be more, then realize that your most valuable asset is your time. Choose saving time over a long to-do list. The same way some people prefer to stumble on, one of my greatest assets is my time. I saw an advert on social media and someone was saying they were selling something and they said it's free. I went to the inbox. I said, I don't want free. I want to pay. Tell me what it costs. I want to pay. I want your attention. Like, I don't like to waste time. Can we get it done now? Like, that is me. Like, let's learn this thing. Let's get it done. But you see people, they'll prefer to spend that time going, YouTube is good. Yes, YouTube is great. But if you have to get guidance, if you need to pay to save time, please do. I'm begging you. If you can afford to pay to save time, please do. Learn to pay. Stop checking cost by money. Check cost by consequence. If I don't do this, what is it going to cost me? If I don't develop myself, if I don't invest in myself, what will be that's the main cost? One is paper. One is you need to have the right money mindset. I think that's one of the problems. If you don't have the right, hey, that's why you see, you not hear this thing cost how much, how many thousand, or how many million, whatever your currency. You're like, Do you know that expensive is relative? And you have to make peace with that. So instead of you shouting every time, ask yourself, how can I up my game? How can I earn more to be able to afford certain things without shouting up and down every other time? I told myself that, and the moment I started to tell myself like that, my life started to change. Because I have to look for better ways to afford certain things that, of course, there is wisdom. I'm not saying that anything is in now. If not, your bills will be matching up to your income and you cannot save. But you know you're up here. I say, no. Jennifer told us that we should stop thinking too much. We should not think about money. It's not what that's not what I mean. Like, no. That's absolutely not what I mean, right? So it is very important that you choose to save time than money. Let's say, for example, you're earning about a $10 and you can get to hire a domestic assistant that can help you clean and wash that would have taken you 2 hours. And you can pay the domestic assistant, let's say $5 per hour, for example. How much are you saving? You're saving 5 hours in your 1 hour because your 1 hour is worth $10. So you need to start thinking like that. Stop thinking about cost in terms of money. Money is paper. Think about cost in terms of consequence. If I don't train myself, your marriage will be affected. Your business will be affected. This one, the effects of training is so much. Don't even joke with training. Like, don't joke with it. Don't joke. You need to sign up for program, sign up. Sometimes people say, I don't get all the results. I know what now. I'm an accumulation of, there were certain programs that I signed up in my mind. They didn't give me maybe the results that I wanted. But over time, I realized that those programs kind of added little by little, bit by bit, to contributing to my transformation. So you must learn from today. I want you to start thinking about cost in terms of consequence and what it's going to cost you. All right. So let's run. Keep in mind that to stay more productive and focus on the focus on the important things. A portion of your earnings has to go to free up your time. Use your money to buy time. If I have 24 hours, I buy someone's 8 hours. I buy another person's 8 hours. 24 plus 16. Where are we? We are at 40. And I have 40 hours a day. So it's okay to buy time. And the S in the task model is supervise. This is where a lot of people miss it. Right? This is your major role in becoming a high-performing woman. Your role is management. Yes, I needed to tell you this. So when you hear, I want to be a high-performing woman, I want to be, is that you are a manager of your life. Managers are not the one in the active job. They're not the one, they're not the actual persons actively doing the work and all of those. They are managing it. So your role is active management. I'm managing the home. Maybe someone needs to wash. I'm managing the kids. Of course, I hope you know that as a woman, your major assignment in the home is training your children. Not all this washing and cleaning that you keep spending time. Because sometimes you wash and clean, you don't train your children. You don't have time, you talk with them. You don't have time when you give them certain instructions. You don't have time when you share stories with them. You don't have time when you don't have bonding time because you're exhausted. You wash toilet, you do this other one, you do that other one. Are those things good? I even shared with you how when I did not have a domestic assistant, I have days I cook. On that day I cook and I stop my freezer. I have days that are for deep cleaning. On that day I do deep cleaning. When I had my baby, it was I and my first son. I can stay 2 days. I've not swept my house. You wouldn't know. If you come to my house is sparkling. I'm serious. I'm not joking. My house is not like my house is dirty. Everybody that comes around know that I have a very organized space, like very, very organized, right? Very, very organized. So you must understand that your major role is supervision and management. Manage. You're managing. This is what you're going to manage in your business. You do everything, and it's something. What makes you think that in every other area of life, just do everything? There are certain areas you can't delegate. For example, your marital responsibilities to your husband, sleeping with your husband. Don't delegate it, oh. Don't delegate. Don't delegate. So there are things that you cannot delegate, and there are things that you can delegate and assign. Delegate the ones that you can delegate and assign and manage them. So when some women get it wrong in supervision, I used to be there. So I would have said I will not supervise. I'm like, they're not doing it. Why are they not doing it? Why are they not doing it? I feel exhausted. This one, why did they not do that? So let me help myself and help you. So I brought in supervision into the task model. So by the time I'm done assigning, I'll supervise. So for example, in my home, I'm going to say, okay, in the next hours, I'm going to be going around the house. I'm going to supervising to ensure that when you now supervise, you clean it. I'll help myself and help you to do the work. I'll come to my team members, I'll say, okay, we're going to do check-in in about 1 hour. Everybody tidy up, we're doing check-in. Well, you know you're going to check into the team chat. You're going to do your work because you don't want to be the one that is in that has not done anything this morning. Hello. All right. Great. All right. Talk to me. Give me feedback in the comment. How is it? How is it going? I want to hear from you. How is tonight? Are you wasting your time? Is it valuable? I'm glad that we've had people stay true. Is it tell me, talk back to me. So how is tonight? Give me feedback. I'm looking at the chat. I want to read from you. Give me feedback. So I want you to talk back to me. How is it tonight? Right? Okay, so while I wait for your feedback, let me just wrap up with this. Don't just have people and leave everything to them without supervising. As quality control is important. Quality control. So keep the comments coming. We're going to do them all at once. Quality control is important. Very, 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 very important. Have a quality control and supervision system. Systemize it too. If you don't systemize it, you might forget. So set an alarm. Maybe I get to supervise XYZ time. I get to do this XYZ time. Like I'm a queen of structure. Everybody around me knows. I'll structure down to even how to, make garri in my house. Like I can be like that, right? So very, very, very important. So let me read the chat. I see one in the comment section. Super duper is worth the time. Great. Amazing. So meanwhile, start telling me in the comments, in the chat, what you want me to train on next week, right? What would you want us to discuss in the free webinar next week? Tell me in the comment section so that I am addressing your needs. You say, Kai, you got me on this one, energy man. Hey, see them, watch out. Like, I am glad you're learning tonight. So you're going to go back and you're going to implement. Yes. Energy management is key. It's part of our secrets to being happy. We'll come and tell we're managing our energy. When the energy is high, we can do important things. When it is low, we're on the low one. We're doing certain things that, do not require so much high energy. Okay, so give me feedback and let me know what you would want me to train on in the next webinar. All right. Number 4, my goodness, we have to run. So number 4, execution in the executable context. I'm not going to give so much time to this. Now, let me quickly run through this, right? Execution is the only way to mastery. So execution in the executable context. What is the executable context? The executable context is the context you're trying to work on. So for time, you're going to have areas you're trying to boost your performance level. So if it's at work, your work at that point is the context. If it's at home front, the home front at that point is the context. If it's at, time management is the goal, powerful. So find the context. Now execute in the executable context. The more you do it in over and over again, the more you gain mastery. Learn to develop healthy work ethic. I shared some with us. Tell yourself, I want to work for 4 hours, and you write out what you want to achieve in 4 hours. You see how long it takes you. Learn to measure yourself. Measurement and evaluation for yourself is also very, very important, right? What you do over time is who you are becoming, and I want you to keep this in mind. So I'm going to run. I deal more with this deeply in the Impact Woman Coaching Program. So of course, I'm going to give you details. So the next is rest. As simple as rest sounds, is important. Learn to rest. You realize that sometimes when your body is telling you rest and you're still trying to do, you will doze it. It's not productive. I'm there too. It's something that currently because the moment that I choose to rest, I sleep, I wake up, my energy is back. I'm feeling much more empowered to do more as against how I was feeling before. So rest is very, very important. You must learn to rest. Rest is going to help you become a high-performing woman. Take breaks, rest, get back to it, attack it head on. Your body feels like, of course, know when your body is also beginning to demand so much rest, because however you're training your body is what is gradually becoming. Okay. All right. So in summary, what does it truly mean to be a high-performing woman? Being a high-performing woman means being a woman who ensures that every area of her life is effectively functional. It means being a woman who pays attention to her core responsibilities and is leveraging systems and opportunities to ensure effectiveness in her life. Doing this doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be the one actively responsible for all the activities that makes every area of your life happen. No, rather, it means that you're effectively managing the systems and structures designed to enable effectiveness and boost productivity. Being a HPW means being a woman who focuses on the major and minors on the minor, right? That is who being okay, that is who being a high-performing woman means. So here is telling you to invest in yourself. The only sustainable way to transform your life is to invest in yourself. There's no other way. Truth. Take my word for it, right? The only sustainable way to transform your life is to invest in yourself. Like there is no other way. So introducing to you the Emerge Mentorship Program and the Impact Woman Coaching Program. My goodness, you see these two programs say, I'm so excited whenever I talk about it. I'll tell you why. Because of the level of transformation that we experience, and this is not our first time having this program. So hey, I'm getting ready for the next cohort. We just wrapped up the last cohort of the year for Emerge. That was in October. Was it October or November? I think November, one of them. All right. And then we still have Impact Women going on currently. That's going to be ending by January. We're not taking any other group now. No, it has to be one-to-one, right? So introducing to you Emerge Mentorship Program. So Emerge is a C-suite transformational mentorship program for women seeking clarity of purpose with an intensive desire to become more. Emerge will help you gain clarity and direction for speed, gain self-mastery, break bad habits and build healthy habits, build unmatched confidence and self-esteem, boost productivity. My goodness. Emerge is a military zone, yeah? We had some of them because one of the things you're going to learn in Emerge is how to wake up on time. You know, there are certain times you can't be sleeping being Emerge. No, you can't. You're going to literally learn it, right? So Emerge is such, I love the community. Like, I love it. When you have a community of like-minded women pursuing their lives, wanting to be better, getting the support is always amazing. I'm a product of communities, and I'm telling you, learn to invest in yourself. So what are some of the highlights of, this is not all, this is like tips of the iceberg, right? We're going to be having self-paced training. We have a support community, virtual live mentorship sessions every weekend, 14 days visibility challenge, social media visibility challenge. So 7 days video challenge. We have our accountability structure, certification of completion. Best participants goes home with a cash prize. Can you beat that? So someone might just be getting a cash prize that they are going to go home with. Access to exclusive opportunities. I just share with you how I helped one of us secure a high-paying job here in Nigeria, okay? And of course, there are many more of such opportunities that keeps coming, and I will always refer it to my circle. All right, so access to Emerge alumni for post-program support and a whole lot more. Emerge is going to help you break down the things in your head, find yourself, get to the point of self-realization, get to the point where you're working on yourself. And in Emerge, we also look at, whether you're starting out the career path development, how to, fine-tune yourself, develop the right career path, and all of those. Emerge has the one-to-one session. The one-to-one is, if you want a one-to-one, you can reach out and we get to talk about that. But keep in mind that our one-to-one fees are high, and they're high because we pay attention, right? And there's even a limit of one-to-one that we can take. But trust me, the group coaching, the group coaching still delivers so much results, to you, okay? So we have the investment fee at the 30,000 naira, which is a $30, and the early bird is going at the 20,000, which is a $20. Early bird fee disappears on the 16th of December. That is next Sunday. I'm not sure you want to miss early bird. You're going to be saving a whooping $10. And if you're in Nigeria, you're going to be saving a whooping 10,000 naira. And I'm sure you know what that is going to do for you this Christmas. I want to encourage you, ensure that you sign up for Emerge. Honestly, if you're still, we call it our startup program. So if you're still at the point where you're beginning your journey to your personal development, your personal transformation, Emerge is that right program for you. And here's what I say. When you implement, just the way you came to this webinar, right? We don't do copy, with no AI, no ChatGPT. No. That is one of the things I'm so proud of in the academy, right? We don't do Google content. When you go through Emerge and you implement at least 70% of what you learned, and you do not get the results that you're seeking for with evidence, implement with evidence, and you don't get the result, I am going to do you a refund, and we're going to do a public apology with our letterhead. Who does that? Because we are very confident of the curriculum and how it is designed to give you the results. So I am encouraging you to jump on right now and get onto the Emerge Mentorship Program. So we also have the Impact Woman Coaching Program. So this one is for women who are ready for field work. You know, all my top female executives that are saying, my goodness, Jennifer, I can't wait anymore. I want to get down to it. I want to start leaving my assignment already. I have an idea of it, but I'm not even sure what to do. So Impact Women is for women who are looking at launching or betting their impact journey, or they want to scale, right? So whichever one it is for you, whether you're launching, whether you're scaling, Impact Woman is that program for you. It's a 3 months, like mine today, like 3 whole months program, and it is 12 weeks program. That's 3 months. And the goal is to help you bet that dream that is in your life, that is get toward impacting life. In Impact Woman, we deal with productization, we deal with clarity of message, we deal with branding, we deal with, oh my God, the list is endless. Like it's a whole lot, right? So the fee for the group coaching of Impact Woman is $117,000, which is $117. And the early bird is a $90,000, which is a $90. Then for the one-to-one coaching, the fee is at 850,000 naira, $850, and the early bird is going for a 650,000 or a $650. So this is me saying to you to hurry. Like run, like rush now and make sure that you are signing up for either Emerge Mentorship Program or Impact Woman coaching program. And if also you're looking at other areas of being trained, we have other training programs that are for women. You can always send us a DM, reach out to us, and we're going to be more than willing to attend to you. So I'm super excited, and I look forward to seeing you in the program. So it is time for our Q&A. So I want to know if you have any questions. Just take a few questions before I run off for my next engagement, as the time is fast spent. I'm glad we had an amazing time and we stayed through to the end. So, hey, this is me giving you a thumbs up. You are the real VIP. Okay, so tell me, talk to me. Are there questions? And then let me know, give me feedback. What would you want me to teach you come next week webinar? Let me get your feedback, know what you want, so I'm addressing your need. Okay, so talk back to me, give me feedback, tell me how the session was for you, tell me what you've learned today, tell me what you're going to do differently, tell me what this means to you, tell me what you want me to hear. And if you have any question, please go ahead and ask those questions. All right, so in the absence of any question or any other contribution, this is me saying to you, every woman has potential embedded on her inside that can transform her and her world. She just needs to believe and harness it. All righty, so thank you so much. This is where we come to the end of the webinar. Thank you for attending. It was super amazing time. It was an amazing time with us. We're still going to be having another free webinar next week, and I'm sure you do not want to miss it. So tell somebody to tell somebody that their life cannot just remain the same. So thank you once again for joining, and I look forward to seeing you next week.